Hello guys and welcome to my Warband Mount&Blade 0.8 preview. This preview was just released today. As you can see, even from the loading screen you can see the awesome new textures and 2D art. This is probably going to be the last patch we see before the official release of Warband towards the end of March. Now, as you can see, they have added this awesome interface here, and what caught my eye when I first looked at this was the custom battle. But before I went to the custom battle, I wanted to go into the options and check everything out and see if they added anything new. Pretty much the same stuff we had before. The video options are pretty much still the same. Here it is right now. I've got my stuff set on the highest possible. I might lower to get that stuff on just 100%, just for funsies. Now, what I also have noticed is that they have added a custom battle option, and I will go through that in my second video. First video is going to go through multiplayer, and as you saw there was a cool little loading screen that changed. Anyway, this is my character. You know, the edit is pretty much still the same. Nothing really changed here. You can still do the same stuff you could do before. And I have the special banner pack installed. And this is because I'm part of the Paladins of the Round Table clan. Anyway, going on just a random server, I'm going to go on an empty one. And you can see that these maps are going to be, all these are going to be new maps. So anyway, let's just jump in a battle here. I will jump into a empty one. Hopefully it won't have any bots. Alright, this is perfect. So now I have the Vigors, and the Vigors have a bunch of new stuff. First, if you're a Vigor Archer, all your normal equipment would still be the same. All your shoes would be the same. All your kits would be the same. But what they added is new Vigor helmets. And as you can see, there are this very nice assortment of Vigor helmets for archery. And if we change the troop to our spearmen also have two more helmets. And this one are pretty cool. This one kind of looks like the Serenade one we've seen before. Also, same sets of armor, same shoes pretty much, same mittens, same weapons, but there's a new animation, and there's an all pike now for the Vigors too. So I'm just going to show you guys this new animation really quickly. Alright, new animations. We have the right-handed swing. Sorry, the left-handed swing has been improved just a little bit. In my opinion, the sword needs to be raised a little bit up. See this tip? It should be above his head. So his wrist should make an angle with the top of his wrist should make an angle with the top of his arm at about 110 degrees. Now it's going down below the 0 line, if you know what I mean. Right hand is still the same. Top high thrust is still the same. What's new is that you have new spear animations right now. The thrust has been changed to this. Now, while some people like this, I personally think it's okay. I like the first one a little bit better, but the reason I think about this one being acceptable is now you can fight with close quarters with your spear. Before, you couldn't really use your spear at close quarters because you needed more room, and that means that you kind of got caught trying to run back, and then your opponent would get you. So now you can use your spear more effectively in close quarters. That's one advantage. The second advantage is it makes it harder for the enemy horsemen to tell exactly when you're going to, or like tell exactly how much range they have to get close to you. So you can use this weapon or any other spear to kind of surprise them. So that's pretty good. Let's pick Swati. I think Swati only has one new thing, which is, I think, of course they did change some of the names. I think this is a new kit. I'm not sure about that. Same weapons, pretty much for all your troops you have the same stuff. Nothing really new here. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to really quickly preview new spear animations while you're on a horse. So I'm going to pick the Herget Lancer here. The most obvious thing that I can think of. I'm gonna take one of that, and I'm gonna take a spear and a sword just to show you guys the new stuff. Also, before in my options, you guys might have seen that the character detail for my thing was set to the lowest. That's not really character detail, that's really LOD detail. And LOD means the level of detail. So if I was to step away from this horse, for example, you'd notice that the way he looked right now, it changed. And right now, see, if I'm zoomed in like that, and then zoom back out, he kind of changes a little. If I set LOD down to lowest, the shapes are going to be like they're going to be less realistic to the model if I was closer to the guy. And the reason you do this is to allow you to do larger battles. Anyway, as you can see now, if I run as fast as I can, my lance is never going to go into couch mode. And this is because to go into couch mode, what you need to do now is you need to press X. And as your lance goes down, you can now move your horse freely, unlike the version before, but its drawback is you can only do it for a limited amount of time. And I think this is wonderful. This means you can't just be running around all the time with your couch lance down, on one hand, and on the second hand, timing becomes essential because you can't press X many times in a row, and there's another player. So you have to wait. There's like a small delay between when you can use your couch lance, and as you can see, I can turn freely. Anyway, moving on to the thrust. Let's try to kill this guy with oh, he has a throwing axe. You're gonna stay away. The thrust has somehow morphed into this very ugly thing. I mean, for me, thrusting people was wonderful, but this is really not what I expected to see. This guy is looking like he's trying to open a door or something. His hand are his positioning's really bad in my opinion, and I think this is the really only bad thing about this patch. The way the thrust looks, it makes it harder for me to kind of aim my spear when I want to thrust people. It makes it harder for me to really see what my guy's doing, because now I'm aiming it forward, and while he kind of does thrust forward, he's not really setting up properly. I mean, I really don't understand this animation. And this is the same if you're on the ground. If you're on the ground and you're trying to do that, you get the same little weird thing here. So the thrust animations have really been kind of screwed up. And now this guy's rushing me. So anyway, this is what's new about cavalry. Now this person has brought an all pike. So I'm just gonna tell him that I'm making a vid. So yeah, that's what's new about cavalry. So we're gonna change the maps and continue showing you the new factions. Okay, so now we've changed maps. Let's pick the Rodox and take a look at them. Rodox really don't have anything new either. Pretty much the same stuff they'd had, and they've always had the same stuff. The lovely Rodox selection here, and the cleaver, the mighty cleaver. As for their sergeants, well, as I said, no real changes here. Everything looks the same. I might miss something, but as far as I'm concerned, they're all pretty much the same stuff. Yep, pretty much the same weapons. And as for their horsemen, also pretty much the same stuff. Nothing really new. No real armor, no real kit. Don't really expect anything to pop up for the Rodox. So if we're gonna submit a poll here, and we're gonna change the map and factions, and these are new maps. Let's see if we can take it to that one. Let's display the Kergits. Nothing new for the Nords either, and the Saronids. So we're gonna change to this new map and see what happens here. So the map will change now.